Fellas, I would love to tell you about last night's Jets and Calgary Flames game from Winnipeg, but you told us about it. Let's go to Afterburner in the wake of a huge, could have been bigger, 3-1 win in Manitoba last night with Retro and Boom Boom on the Purple Show.
Complete opposite shows up. You have no idea what you're going to get. And so I feel for the Jets fans. I feel for the Flames fans. One team and one set of fans are going to get some playoff hockey. Damned if I could tell who it's going to be.
Yeah, and as you can imagine, there have been some people from Manitoba that reach out. So what do you think? What do you think tonight? And I think the Flames fans were all saying Jets will win, and the Jets fans were all saying, the Flames are going to win. I agree with you. I think both fan bases have so little confidence in their team's ability to win a big game or to come through at this time. It's just, I don't know. Were the Flames significantly better than they have been the last 2, 3, or 4 games? I don't think so.
All right, there it is. Boom,
Yeah.
Boom, done.
I don't know if that. I don't think the fat guy knows what he's talking about, to be honest.
I thought they were much better last night. I mean, I didn't love their first, and it's like, geez, you get those power plays early, and then you take dumb offensive zone penalties, 3 of them early, and you knew the Jets were going to capitalize on one of those. Like, fuck, like your goalie looks like he's on tonight. I didn't expect that, and you're still going to flush this thing. But it was a great Final 40, and the fourth line drawing penalties, getting goals. Like, I know it's not Rhett's favorite line all year, and none ours, and there's a lot of issues with who could be there and who is there. But Walker Duehr again. Walker Duehr with a big fucking goal. That's a big win.
Don't paint it that I don't like the fourth line. I just think that sometimes they're miscast.
Situations where maybe
I agree.
It's not their best spot.
And it was a lot of them down the stretch, but last night it was like, I get it. They've been really good.
Well, that's part of the problem too. And even talking with Craig 5 minutes ago, it's like, how come the big guys aren't stepping up? The guys that you'd think that want that to wear a C or make a statement. Those aren't the guys that are doing it.
Well, and I'll say this: Backlund, I thought, had a much better night than he did against Chicago. Kadri, you could see emotionally. Of course not. I mean, a lot of them were awful against Chicago, but Kadri still had a couple of rough turnovers, but emotionally and physically more invested. You'd agree with that?
Okay. He has to climb out of a big hole in my world.
Yeah, I'm not handing out MVP, but that's moving the right way, although it's only one way from rock bottom, right?
Well, and what I said to him last night, I said, I would feel like should be the first star after the shitty performance. Like if he had personal pride, it'd be like, I'm going to make a statement this game. I'm going to make up for what I did last night.
I don't know if we need to be reminded or maybe that we hadn't forgot, but yeah, Jonathan Huberdeau can still find that late man. I don't know that he's ever going to shoot it, but he found Zadorov in a spot to set up the game winner there, or at least the insurance goal after Duehr's game winner. And a lot of people were asking, the hell are they booing Rasmus Andersson for? Like, did his dad run over an old-time Jet or something? Like, what's the story here? Here was the play. Why? Because I got asked like 1,000 times. Why is Andersson getting booed? Well, they're going after a loose puck here and watch the comment.
Look at it here. It the they both go in, and Rasmus Andersson kind of has his back down, and that's where Dubois makes contact.
And then was out in the second half of that power play. And so that Jets are like, well, if you're so hurt, why out on the power play? I think it's the right call when you see the right angle.
Yeah.
And that hurts. Ouch.
And you know what? I don't think he was trying to hit him. He ended up catching him kind of from behind there. I think he was trying to catch his side and bump him.
He was thinking that Anderson was cutting into him and they were coming together. And Anderson really didn't. I didn't think it was a penalty. And then when I watched replay, I see. Anderson wasn't coming back into him.
Yeah.
It was. He got him from behind.
And that reverse angle shows the best, I thought, which is right here, because you see how far away the puck is. And it's like, that's not two guys battling. That's one guy catching another guy in a bad spot, albeit without intent.
He's a bit of a prick.
He's big and thick, isn't he? And I thought it was a concerted effort by the Flames to really make it a miserable night for Dubois. Like, I don't know that it necessarily won them the game, but you could see the game plan was, we need to get in this guy's face, push him every scrum we get. It wasn't the let Jerome sleep. It was the opposite.
Wonder how they feel about him in Winnipeg, because he's already said he wants out, basically.
I know what they feel about him in Montreal.
Well, yeah.
Apparently, the NHL won't let you buy a Dubois Habs jersey. People have been trying.
It's Lucien Dubois. I love that guy. I just wonder it's got to be some conflict. You need him to play well because you want to get into the playoffs, and you cheer his goals. And it's like, but you don't want to be here. You don't want to be part of us, you prick.
I'll tell you what, though. They did well in that Trouba deal when it felt like their hands were tied. They get Pionk and some other parts and a pick. They'll do well with Dubois because of the season he had. It's been a good year for him. If they have to trade him. Yeah. When?
Imagine Dubois, Huberdeau.
Oh, it'll be so good.
What a lineup.
Pelche,
Yes.
Parlez-vous, Frances.
We Flame
Jador,
schedule.
Calgary Stampede.
3 games left, fellas. Let's take a peek. They are tied with the Jets, but actually not tied because the Jets on the tiebreak, and the Jets have a game in hand. Here's what's left. Vancouver on a Saturday. Sounds familiar. Feel free to not need dramatic comebacks from 2-goal deficits.
Don't go down.
Don't need to go to overtime. Just, tuck one away. As Rhett said, let's get an easy one. Maybe pull Markstrom after 1 because you're up 6-0.
That's right.
That's going to happen.
Like Chicago game, yeah.
This Nashville game on Monday continues to look bigger and bigger for both sides involved because of what Rhett said. The Jets have been screwing this thing up for 2 months. And then finally, the softest game on their schedule, the last game of their 2022-23 regular season campaign, the Sharks, which feels fucking horrifying.
Didn't someone a couple years ago, Minnesota, have a chance to win and get in?
Like
and,
last game stuff.
yeah,
too?
and then they against a team they should beat, and absolutely.
I remember that.
Remember
I
that?
don't remember who it was against.
Yeah.
Why I remember is because I was at the zoo. We had family in from out of town, and I was on my phone keeping an eye on it. It's like, are they going to lose this game? And they did.
It was the Wild, you're saying?
Yeah, they were playing a soft opponent on the final day, and it was win and you're in.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
and they shit themselves.
Can't remember who it was.
All right, we'll move along. Standings look like this. We told you, just a reminder. It's still really tight. Nashville's got the games, but fuck, they're not easy. Nashville, Carolina tonight, Winnipeg on Saturday. No overtime, please. No 3-point games, you bastards.
But what do you want there? You hope for Carolina wins tonight.
Yeah.
Then you need Nashville
to win on Saturday.
Win.
You beat Nashville on Monday.
Yeah.
The Jets and Nashville both have to lose to Minnesota. And
really kind of having to thread a needle here. Hey,
yeah.
You don't win tonight, but then for sure win on Saturday.
Yeah. And the good news is, look at Minnesota and Colorado. Tied in points, 1 game in hand for Colorado. It looks like the last 2 games of the year for both the Avs and the Wild will have a lot to say about seeding 1 through 3 in the Central. And that likely means you're going to get the best out of Colorado and Minnesota, not a rest your stars game against the Preds and the Jets. 4 games for Jets and Preds combined against both the Avs and the Wild.
You're keeping your fingers crossed that those games are going to matter.
Yeah.
And look, it just they're all tied. There's 3 teams tied at 90 points. Like, I feel like it'd be hard for not.
Well, they got a game in hand. So if Colorado wins that, they're already up. Then they're up by 2, and they've got the tiebreaker. So it's
they have the tiebreak. Wonder.
I saw this morning with 8 days to go in the regular season, and obviously the Flames are part of this. There are 4 playoff spots to be determined, 3 division champions, and 7 first-round matchups.
Yeah,
Heading into the final
table.
week.
Yeah. Gary's parody.
Gary's so happy.
Last year, remember the East was sewn up by Christmas? It's very different.
Yeah.
And I will say, I think it's a very likely outcome that the Flames could finish their schedule on Wednesday and have to watch Thursday or Friday to see whether they're in or not.
I'd be almost shocked if, wow.
Because there's 2 games left for Nashville at that point and 1 for the
Depending
Jets.
on what they do.
Yeah, of course.
Lose to San Jose, I'm not watching Thursday and Friday.
That's fair.
And then you
It's just
shift the gears, and then it's like, okay, do you want the Oilers or Vegas in round 1?
Or is it going to be, and the wind's into us, so I take a little more club, and it's early in the morning, so that's going to be a firmer green.
Oh, Ryan.
It'll be one of those 2.
I'm so tired of your negativity.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the wrong chairs today. This was a nice little find from hot young prospect in his rookie year, Jack, as part of the Barn Burner team. This is his first week on the job.
Blue chipper.
Look what he dug out of Sweden, apparently. I had not seen this.
Meatballs?
Is this Vladimir Guerrero? What do we got?
Here? I got this.
Some sort of dirty movie?
Blurry.
What do we got here?
They're blurry.
A little blur?
Yeah.
This is great.
Blurry.
Oh,
What?
Oh.
Look at this. Oliver Shelton's pumping the cowbell thingies.
Oh, against tight defense.
Wait.
What's he pumping?
So what is it? So it's
The cowbell.
cowbell? What do they call that?
Yeah, that's
Kettle.
Kettlebell. There you are. The cows look like they have those things around their neck and Switzerland, but those are bells. Yeah. Kettle. Okay. This is, I think, if you're putting this out online and you're Oliver Shillington, I think that's a good sign. I don't want to get too heavy into the tea leaves, but you'd rather see him working out than not, right?
Well, good for him.
Not a boy. Okay.
Mix in some cardio. Let's go.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting heavy.
A muscle there, right? What are you talking about? Okay. We'll move along. That's probably enough of that. Tonight's games. Let's take a peek.
I'm going to tape my workout later today.
I know.
Just go a size bigger. I don't know that we need all that And you could leave a top
I'd
on
go
if you
into
want.
tight pants if I was a size bigger.
Here's tonight's slate in the NHL. Was it 13 games? How many teams in action?
14 games.
How many teams in action?
26.
There we go. And I've highlighted one for you, fellas. That's the Carolina-Nashville game from Music City that looms large. All right. That's a fun one. There's some other fun ones in there. Alex's Senators play the Panthers, who have leapfrogged 2 teams the last night they were in action. They're sitting in a wild card. And if you're Pittsburgh, you've really frittered this thing away.
Delicious.
You got Minnesota. That's not going to be easy at home for a club that it's the Jason Zucker Bowl. I know you were really worried about how his emotions are going to be today. Also could be a round 2 preview, or maybe it's a never going to happen. Those guys won't get out of round 1. Leafs and Bruins tonight. That's a nice looking slate. Jonathan Quick potentially against his old team, Kings and Knights.
Kraken are close to clinching a playoff spot.
Yeah, but they got the plucky Yotes. And speaking of which, let's go to the Coyotes news. The Coyotes are suing the city of Phoenix and Sky Harbor Airport for $2.3 billion.
That's a good round number. I like it. I think it's warranted.
I think it's always a good sign when you're trying to get something done. You really need a lot of parts. We're going to need a little bit of public funding. And could you approve this land here? And we're going to be in partnership with this. And we're going to do that. When you're suing someone for $2.3 billion, I think that really, we're getting on the right track here.
When they're supposed to be your partner.
Yeah, you're going to need them to rezone some land, and hey, it's the planes come in, but we'll make it so the apartments they're not that noisy.
Maybe they're showing that we're not going to be bullied by you guys.
Yeah, it reminded me of my favorite meme these days, which is the Gary Bettman.
And what
again? You could use this every week for the last decade. I just found it now. I love it as much as Gary loves the idea of a successful hockey team in Phoenix.
Yeah, well, when he retires, he's going to Scottsdale, and he needs a team because he loves the game.
And I heard some people bickering, and they're like, Tempe's too far from Scott. 14 minutes from Old Town to the site of the new rink. That's where you want an arena.
Far.
14.
What do people talk? Go to the game in Florida or Canada and tell me too far.
Glendale is too far.
Glendale's absolutely too far.
Tempe
14 minutes from Old Town. That's perfect.
I don't hear people bitching about where the ballpark is, that it's too far from Scottsdale.
No.
This would be a little closer.
And they do those 81 times a year. It's not like, it's once a week. It'll work in Glendale. Well, NFL will work once a week there. Hockey on a Tuesday, screw that.
I'm dying for some baseball. We got to go to the game.
Let's get a trip planned. Let's
I
go.
got one planned.
WHL news. Let us jump to that. The Calgary Hitmen. Low scoring, tight affair. 1-0 midway through the game. They got pumped 6-1. It's so close to heading back to Red Deer.
Fell apart.
So close. And now they got to win on the road to force a Sunday
how about those
game
plucky
6.
Saskatoon Blades, though? Hey, going into their Regina and laying the smackdown?
Do you remember the year you tried to purchase the Saskatoon Blades?
Mm-hmm.
What was the year?
Well, I don't know. I remember.
Yeah, sorry. What year was it? Of course, you remember the process. I'm
15,
trying to think how many
14?
years ago. Okay, so let's say it's 8 years ago, just for argument's sake. For 7.99 of the years, he has been like, this is the best thing that's never happened to me. And in the last 3 weeks, like, damn it, I wish I owned that club. They'd like 4 sellouts in a row because Bedard was in there.
Well,
now they're rallying back. He's like, let's go Blades.
And it's all
Love it.
Bedard based. I think they'd get good fans for a first round playoff matchup, but
Not sellouts.
not
That's a big building,
17,000
too.
with Bedard.
Fellas, I look forward to watching you winning in Game 7. Not
Yep.
6.
Yep.
Game 7.
Yeah.
You know, why don't we rest that goalie for game 7?
He
What do you
looks
mean?
hurt.
If we win, you do that.
It's for
right?
our fans, right?
Yeah.
It's always better to win on home ice.
Yeah, we'll treat them to another home game, right? That's what you want. Okay, elsewhere, we shall move along to the AHL Calgary team. That would be the Wranglers. Last night, clash of first place teams. The Coachella Valley Firebirds, Seattle's farm team. The Palm Springs Somethings is what they should be called. Hosting the Calgary Wranglers. Let's have a look what happened. Winner would be in top spot, not just in the division, the entire AHL. Look at that. 3-1. 1 probably means Wolf was in net, and 3 probably means Matt Phillips scored. If you're thinking those things, you're right on both accounts. They're first in the American League, and happy birthday, Bubba, today.
Is that right?
I saw it in the Wranglers.
Matty Phillips.
Bubba birthday.
Love it. Happy
Celebrated
birthday, pal.
with a goal last night. Top spot. I believe they have 5 to go, all on the road. And yeah, if the AHL's Western Conference had to go through Calgary for home ice, kind of fun. I don't want to say it'd be a consolation because clearly the Flames are going to
No,
get
it's
it.
going to be hard to get a
Scheduling conflicts all
That's
over.
what I was
Hitmen are
worried
going
about.
to
Oh, my
rally
goodness,
and
yeah.
get back that
3
series
teams
and
going.
Feel for those ushers.
All
Those
these
beer
big
beer
concerts
vendors,
they're going to
sore
have to
feet.
cancel.
Get
Yeah.
some new good shoes.
Marcel Kelly.
right.
That's my favorite guy. He's a good one. Legend in town. That one. Okay. Other sports. Last night, Cavalry FC had a get together. They've unleashed.
They
They've
have been unleashed.
unveiled all the uns. A new kit. There's our boy Mason Trafford.
Boy, Mace.
He's working on the business side. He retired after last season, and that's the away kit. Look at the lightning bolt. I love it. Yes. That's Fraser Aird, who was watching the Oilers game. He's like, why haven't we scored against Anaheim yet? Big
Oh,
Oilers song. Fraser's a beauty. And Mason, good work. Great event. Huge turnout. The home kits are that red, black gradient, the away with the lightning bolts. Looking snazzy, fellas. Big year coming up for the Cavs. Very good. Do you like the jerseys? Do you have any comments?
I like the red black ones.
You do like the red blacks. I like them both, but that lightning bolt, I'm like, wow, I don't know that I've seen a lightning bolt on a jersey that wasn't, you hate the lightning bolt on the pants for the.
Saskatoon Storm.
Okay.
Had a lightning.
I'll take it back.
Mhm.
And finally, Skydome / Rogers Center renovations are done. You can show me photos. You can measure the distance from home plate to a wall. But the goods we really need were delivered by Scotty Mitchell, who used to be a beat reporter for the Stamps here
That's
in Calgary,
right, yeah,
of
good guy.
TSN. Scotty, what do we need to know about Rogers Center? My Dome Outfield Bar power rankings. Number 1, the Corona rooftop patio on the 500 level right field.
Looking forward to that.
Number 2, the Catch 100 level right field. Number 3, Flight Deck 200 level center field. Number 3, Park Social 500 level left field. And the Stop 100 level center field behind the batter's eye. You're welcome. Please send shots to 300 level press box. It's our boy Scotty Mitchell. That's what we need. You want to go
That's
see
the right,
baseball? We even have the order of the bars we're going to visit, Reds.
That's intrepid reporting. That's what that is.
You know what? It's not easy sometimes when you got to get that scoop and everyone else is hustling. You just got to grind. You got to want it more. And he's clearly put in the work.
Stayed focused.
That's
That's the
right.
key. He's focused and disciplined.
So he has the Corona one at the number 1 spot. Now
That's new.
500 level. Yeah.
So you're way up, but it's like, it's going to be Corona vibes. I think something tropical, maybe beach chairs. You're throwing
okay
little.
with it. I'm okay with that.
Are they cheaper in the 500s than the 200s or the 100s?
This is a question I have. A lot of these will be open to everyone, so you can stroll through no matter where you buy seats.
Mhm.
And I know the Flight Deck for non-playoff games, which is now 3 on the list, was clearly a hard number 1 before these renovations. These are better than those. That's impressive. And you can wander into the Flight Deck with seats from anywhere.
Let's get Scotty on the show.
Can we do that?
Let's get some Scotty Mitchell love in our life.
I would love that.
I want to talk Blue Jays?
Well, what do you mean? What Argos?
Rhett's going to a game. He's just needs to
I'm
know
going to
about
Yankee
that.
Stadium.
So you do want to talk? You want to talk Yankees, Blue Jays? Well, which bar?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's finally. Rhett didn't tell us this, but he was surprisingly cheery today. Maybe it was the Masters, maybe it was the ray of sun that caught him as he was sitting in the chair at the side of the studio. But he overcomes the odds. He's a guy that, sometimes you get dealt a bad hand. You got to find a way to work through it.
My whole life.
This was Rhett this morning, and I'm surprised he wasn't in a foul mood because his cat just absolutely dropped a deuce in his slipper. That is just
man.
worst.
Hate that damn cat.
Now, you either saw it before you put your foot in or you're one of the nicest guys on earth. Because if I step in cat shit in my shoe in the morning, it ruins my day.
See, I knew the shoveler was angling for a feline. I didn't know that you guys got one already.
Slippers. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ruined.
Smells all. I just imagine bare feet,
That's
Rhett. That's got to
disgusting.
feel gross. Like
Yeah.
really. Dean, would that feel gross?
It's like the a saying as old as time about cats. Even the best cat in the world still shits in your house.
Oh, that's your Pender report.
Cats. You love cats, eh?
Okay.
Northwest Auto Mall. Online at villagehonda.com. It's the good folks. It's your dealership for life. Detailing packages starting at only $79.95 for your vehicle. Get the winter and spring cleaned off your car at your dealership for life, Village Honda.